Alright, so we got our stuff. Like I said, I was going to cover the motorcycle thing. I'll show you guys my Vulcan. Hopefully you guys can see it pretty good. Great bike, I love it so far. I've only had it 2 days. I got a new battery coming in because the dealership I bought it for had it sitting there a while, and we're in Arizona, so batteries go like every week. But Harley Davidsons. I want to tell you guys, my own father, when he heard I got a Vulcan, the first thing he said was, "Oh, you got a Japanese cruiser. I hope you don't pull up next to a group of Harley guys." And my dad is a Harley rider. He was in one of those Harley riding groups, whatever you call them. So I understand that I'm involved in I have a bunch of different hobbies, right? I'm a single dude, I'm 27, I have a good job, so I have a bunch of money to blow on useless shit. So I'm in military, which is a pretty controversial, toxic, I guess you could say, community, and that follows for all the ones I'm about to list. So military, hunting, I'll do like camping, off-roading, what do you call it? Overlanding, I think they call it, which I got a bone to pick with that as well. I believe it's a whole just selling point for nonsense shit. So overlanding, mountain biking, right? All this shit that's really controversial. And I don't think in either of the best example I could think of for a group that is so universally hated even within their own community is trophy hunters and hunting. But even some people who don't hunt, who don't do trophy hunting, understand it and support it. In the motorcycle community, I don't think I've ever seen anyone who's like, oh yeah, a Harley riding group is probably a good bunch of people. And I know that they're out there. I know a bunch of Harley riders who are great dudes, and they don't ride in these like kind of dickhead groups, I guess you could say, excuse my language, but I'd like to go off of my personal experiences. And my personal experiences, my first bike was a ZX6, right? It's a 650, the Ninja Kawasaki. It's a little sports bike, right? So I've had the pleasure of being part of like a sports bike group and community. And then I had a KLR 650, which is those like enduro bikes. Kawasaki has them classified as a dirt bike. I don't know why. It's far from a dirt bike. You can't really do, on the stock suspension, you can't really do any type of good off-roading, right? I'm a heavier dude. I'm about 225 pounds or so. So that stock suspension pretty much crumples under me. And you know, 225 pounds is by no means a big dude. But with that said, I've had the pleasure of being part of that kind of overlanding community on the 650. And then I have, back in high school, rode the Harleys and stuff like that. The only consistency I've noticed riding motorcycles is Harley riders are the only ones I've ever had problems with. I've never had problems with a group of sports bike people. I've never had problems with being in that enduro bike kind of community. I've never had issues in any of these communities except for Harleys. The only people who don't wave to me if I'm not on a Harley are Harley riders. The only people who don't want you to join their group. If you see a group of Harley riders and you join that group, you're probably going to get pushed out or yelled at or something like that, right? If you join a group of sports bike riders, they're ecstatic to have you. They love it. Hey, come over. I've done it. I pulled up to a random group of sports bike riders. They pulled at a gas station, let me join them, and told me exactly where they're going and how long they're going to be riding. And then the enduro bike riders, that's such a tight community. They're begging for you to come hang out with them, basically. Great group of people. Harley riders, like I've said, I've had them not wave to me. I've been flipped off on my sports bike passing a Harley rider, and it's 99% of the time it's some crusty ass old dude who's flipping you off going 95 miles an hour in a 35 neighborhood, who's just blowing ass out of there after he flicks you off. And then watching YouTube more and more, I noticed that now you're not even allowed to pass them if they have a patch on. Motorcycles are like a toy, man. My main disagreements with Harleys is the price point. Like, it's one of those, like, you buy a Nike shoe that should be worth 40 bucks, but you're paying 250. And it gets even more extreme with that, right? You can get thousands of dollars for a fucking shoe, which is ridiculous to me. But if you're a collector, I get it, so no offense. Harley, so you're paying for that stupid little Harley Davidson logo. Way overpriced, and it really, really irks me when you see some dude who's like a tradesman, which is great, right? Say he's a plumber, he's not making great money, he's got a family, he's got a dinky little house and a shitty car, and then he rolls up in a $30,000 Harley Davidson. And I'm only saying that because I know a dude who is that, and his wife, you know, not getting too deep into it, but his wife yells at him about it every day. Why can't you get a minivan? Well, because you spent your entire salary on a dang Harley Davidson for no reason. So price point is one thing that really irks me about them. And then just these groups and their attitudes. Like, I know the whole South Park episode where they call them, you probably can't say this on YouTube, the F word. And they're all like yelling, blah, 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 blah. That didn't turn me off to Harleys at all until in my own experience, I've came across Harley groups and they're really just trying to make as much noise as they can, be as obnoxious as they can. I used to have a neighbor who had a Harley, and people would call the cops on him all day, every day. His bike got towed multiple times. He would park it in the middle of the road. And I'm not kidding you, I'm not over exaggerating. He would park it, how would you say it? Not parallel with the road, but his bike, the road's going this way and his bike would be parked like this. So it's literally taking up the entire right lane. And then someone one day, I don't know if they did it on purpose or by accident, someone hit his motorcycle, ran it over. So it looked like it was done on purpose because it was just flat out ran over. But so that's the attitude and the community I see with that. And most of the guys I see within this community, I get it. If you're with a group of 50 people, you're a force to be reckoned with. But man, it's almost always, it's either a really fat dude or a really old dude that's on these Harleys trying to act tough. And the only times I've been like flipped off or the dude doesn't wave back, passing, it's an old guy. It's like a 90-year-old Harley rider. He's probably some old school, hard-ass Harley rider, which I guess, you know, if that's all he's got going for him, that's all he's got going for him, and he can take it and keep it for himself, and hopefully he feels some kind of self-worth off of it, whatever. But I'm not going to ride a Harley. I don't approve, I guess, of what comes along with being a Harley rider. In Arizona, I've never had issues with the whole, like, you're not allowed to pass people on patches, with patches or in a group or anything like that. I pass them all day on my sports bike. I was flying past them, and then on my enduro bike, I would do the same. And I think that's attributed because if you're one of these people from a different state and you're coming into Arizona, we see it a lot with California people. Almost every person who is like a natural born U.S. citizen and or grew up in Arizona is carrying a concealed carry weapon in Arizona. And I think that's why you don't see too many like Harley group guys messing with randoms on the roads of Arizona. I've never ran into that kind of issue. I mean, my freaking grandmother has a pistol in her purse in Arizona, and she's the most like anti-gun person in the world, but her excuse is that there's bobcats and she walks her dogs. So I think that has something to do with it. But like I said, we're going camping. Sorry for the little rant there, but I've already had a few people ask why I wouldn't just get a Harley. I got a Vulcan. It's a Kawasaki, It's a Japanese cruiser. Apparently there's a stigma attached to it. But I don't let those kind of things affect what I spend my hard-earned money on. So that's kind of why I wanted to put that out there and honestly give my opinion to the Harley community. If you're a guy with a Harley and you're running around acting like that, like I said, man, I've been in the military my whole life, been riding bikes my whole life. I've been through some real nasty, gnarly shit, and nothing is tough about riding a motorcycle. 16-year-olds do it, man. Just like chill out. It's really not that cool. And just be nice to other people on the roadways, man. Just be nice to anyone you ever meet, first off the bat, right? But yeah, like I said, we're going camping. We're gonna run, let's grab the food that I got. I got a bunch of food from the store. I mentioned before that my girlfriend's coming. So this is a comfort camp kind of experience. I brought my 4-person tent for 2 people. I brought the inflatable mattress. I brought an extra mattress pad, a comforter, 2 sleeping bags, 2 actual pillows, like not camping pillows, real pillows. I basically loaded up the back of my car. And then I brought firewood, everything you need to make the food that I got, extra drinks, extra snacks. It's as little of a camping trip as you can get, pretty much. But that's kind of my goal, right? Don't be that guy, man. Don't be the guy who's got to be Mr. Hardbutt going into camping with his girlfriend to never go camping with her again. So just peppers, lemons, little potatoes, and then the big boys. I got 2 pretty big steaks here. Like I said, I'm really just trying to make sure her camping experience is awesome, right? She loves steak, and she loves steak, potato, and vegetables. That is a meal. So that to me, right? We got the food down, we got the comfort down. I'm bringing my big Subaru with all the amenities, and we reserved a nice camping spot with a restroom right next to it and some hiking trails right down the road from it. So I'm thinking she's gonna love it. I'll take some videos while I'm out there. But yeah, that's just kind of the first video I wanted to do. I don't really know how to even upload this, so there's probably gonna be no editing the first few videos, but I'm gonna keep them pumping them out because I'm gonna be doing hunting, traveling on the motorcycle, trips, camping, shooting, that kind of stuff. So if that's something you guys like, it's worth a follow, I guess. If you guys have any comments on how to like edit and stuff, I have my phone zip tied to a tripod I found in my attic. So that's kind of how I'm doing this video. I don't know if this is gonna upload like sideways and look wrong when it comes out on YouTube. I also don't know how to combine videos. If I can't figure that out, I'm just gonna post this video and it's probably gonna be really confusing because I took a whole video before this, but hey. If you guys got tips or an app I can download to like edit phone videos and splice them together or whatever, let me know. But yeah, just let me know your thoughts, and if you guys want to follow along, hopefully I'll get better at this. I'll get an actual camera and things will start kicking off and be a little more entertaining for you guys to watch. So thanks.